Yo, shout out to my boy Nelson. Let's go. Turn it up. He doing it now.
You know what that is. You heard the jingle. That means it's Wednesday night. Time for the best show in combat sports, the Nelson Lopez Jr. Show. I'm Big Face, voice of the Trigon. Man, I get to stop my week you can't call me right now. You can't call me. You can't talk to Big Face right now. You got to go because every Wednesday I get the pleasure and privilege of coming on here and chopping it up with the hottest guy in combat sports as we talk to some of the best and brightest fighters in the world. And I just get to pick the brain of one of the smartest dudes that's ever been in the fight game. So without further ado, let's bring on the boss. He's there. We're going to bring him on. Nelson Lopez Jr.
What's up?
You,
let's go, man.
Always you, sir. Look, it's got to run it back. You got to run it back.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much.
That's enough of that.
We have in the audience today. I want to give a big shout out to my little brother, Velocity,
Vel,
the DJ Chino. I mean, just Chino. Like, I want you guys to do a track together. Please, can y'all do?
Oh, come on, we got it. We already know we about to do the Leo. We got to do the Young Lion, the Lions track because my birthday ends on August 20th at midnight. Vel's birthday begins.
But we're not stopping. We just run through it.
Let's go.
Mine starts at midnight 21.
See, that's how he goes. See, he already told me it starts at midnight. I'm too old for that, man. I'll be asleep by 9:30. So
you do be asleep by 9:30.
So listen,
except when we have a show.
And then we just stay up for 48 hours, and that's how we do. We just don't go to sleep. We just fly. Speaking of staying awake for the show, we're not going to announce it right now, but I do know. Tell Vel, I think I'll be seeing you in Miami around our birthday. Let's go.
Oh,
I'm gonna start.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna get my Don Johnson. Jacket out, boy, with the shoulder pads.
Bro, it's too hot for a jacket, boy. But hey,
Vel, he can be Tubbs. He's Tubbs. I'm Sonny Crockett. Probably has a suit. So anyway, what you up to, boss? I know you're busy, man. I know you have meetings this week with more and Trigon.
We're working with Trigon. We got a couple good things planned. So BKB has a busy September.
Yes,
September. You know, they're going to UK. Shouts out to Paulie Malignaggi. Shouts out to Tyler Goodjohn.
Oh man, what a fight, man! 45, right?
Yeah, 45.
Over in Leeds.
In Leeds, you know, two guys that are actually in the beginning, you know, with Paulie, got him in his first BK fight, you know, and didn't go his way, but much respect to Paulie because he was one of those main guys that stepped out of the boxing world and stepped in. You know
what I mean? Class A fighter, absolutely draw, a 100% draw.
Beautiful. I think it was one of the most viewed fights to this day, actually. And then you know, Tyler Goodjohn also, you know, he came over, good boxer. I knew him from the boxing world, and came over, and you know, he didn't get all the wins, but every fight is exciting. Every fight he comes and leaves it all in the ring. And man, what a great match.
A very dangerous fight for Magic Man to take right there, right?
I mean, look, the beautiful thing about that is that they're both dangerous for each other. You know, Tyler Goodjohn is dangerous for himself because he's just not going to move it out the way. He's coming forward. And that's dangerous for Paulie because, you know, everyone always talks about his hands. But I think there's one fight, the experience he had in that one fight, and I think that just analyzing all these fights throughout the years as a commentator, I think he's really learned this craft. I think he's really been practicing and thinking this craft. And I think he's been preparing when nobody knows, Paulie took his shirt off the other day. He looked amazing. I never even seen him.
No doubt. He's in shape. I do think he's gained experience sitting there watching it. He's watched hundreds of fights now, right?
Absolutely. Listen, I went and watched. Shouts out to Steve Williams with PFC.
Oh yeah, shout out to Steve, man, my guy.
Hey,
I went to fights, man. I saw you, bro. Shout out to Yuli, man.
We were in the ESPN, man. We were in the ESPN Wild Words of Sports.
I was watching it. I loved it, bro. Y'all were on the Ocho.
Yo, beautiful venue. But what I'm saying, why I said that is that even during those fights, I was like, man, if someone does this, I think that'll work. If so, like it was intriguing to like, because I see someone do the same move, the same spinning, and I'm like, man, I seen a guy do a cartwheel over someone.
You were looking at somebody doing an uppercut. You were trying to. You were looking
I
at
was looking at how you switch the glove, the pillow, and swing this way, come back around, and throw with this hand.
Now wait a minute, I saw a knockdown. Yeah, there was a knockdown.
There was a couple good shots. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I know that. I think the word pillow fighting is so funny and so classic, and it sounds soft.
I'll wear your ass out with a pillow, bro. I'll put you to sleep. I will. Bro, I dropped my kid one time. We had almost called it 911.
Listen, Vel knows too. Vel's had the pillow action. Me and Vel done went in the pillow, knocked him clear off the top bunk. Like bomb with a backhand pillow.
Off the top, a bunkhouse stampede on your ass.
Yes, for real. Then I jumped on the top like, dude. Like we did it, and it was in.
Hey, but I did watch it, man, and it was entertaining.
It
was fun to watch, man.
Fun to watch. Shots out. Like I want to see.
Big shout to Steve, man.
Yeah, shots out. I want to talk to Steve about.
We got to get that in the triangle, man. We got to get that thing where you can't move. We don't need all that movement.
With that in the triangle, I'm gonna tell you.
You in the corner getting your ass whipped by a pillow.
You need a wide shot. If you get anywhere near that corner, you can't even sling the pillow. You have to go from the top.
You got to start. You got to do the damn bucket up. The motherfucking.
Yeah, but definitely super entertaining, man. I would 100%. I would. It
was fun, man.
I would make it part of the fight.
I want you in the pillow. I want to see Nelson Lopez Jr.
I knew you were going to say that. say that. And you know what?
I want to see
until I can actually fight for 5 rounds.
Man, I'll gas you out. I'm gonna ask Yuli. I talked to Yuli. Yuli, hey, that shit was tiring, bro.
Yeah, he was breathing hard.
He was breathing hard, bro.
I got another, but
he was giving it to him. Yuli was giving him the you. Yuli was giving him the uppercut. Yuli was giving him the.
So look, we done got off subject. The reason I said the pillow situation was that while I was looking at the pillow fighting, I'm also analyzing like, man, you can do this, you can do that. So imagine Paulie. You know when he fights, he's commentating the bare knuckle and BKB. Like, I know, and he's fought too already. So he's like, you know what? That's what I should have done. I should have really kept that distance, utilized that jab more, blah, blah, blah. So,
and he's a smart fighter. He's known to be a cerebral fighter. He knows what he's doing in there. So you're right.
Yep. Correct. Now, Tyler Goodjohn, there ain't a lot of room. And Tyler's with 4 steps, he has you against a rope or in a corner. And Tyler ain't taking those steps back. I've never seen Tyler. No, I've seen Tyler eat 5 punches and come forward and not even budge. And then Paulie's not known to be the knockout artist, but he will tag you 8 times.
He'll piece you and move and piece you and move. Right.
So, man, what a good fight. Great match.
I'm looking forward to it. It's huge. It's a huge fight, by the way. Huge fight in the bare knuckle world. Speaking of that,
September 6th.
September 6th, man. But before that, we've got a huge fight at Denver in 44, the Denver Brawl 5.
Yeah.
What I've seen is a great fight city. We were there in February in Denver for BKB, and it was a great turnout, huge crowd. And we've got, you got some greatness here today. Speak on that, Bob.
Yeah, man. Look, I'm an advocate for the bare knuckle space because I've been in it from day one. And also I've been involved in the whole women's fight world since day one too. Like I always say, my first world champion was a female WBC world champion, Zarika Fatuma from Kenya. And so to bring on not only a world champion, not only a bare knuckle world champion, but a female in combat sports, or mostly male dominated sports, and she's dominating herself. I'd like to introduce to the podcast today, the one and only, the Headhunter, Courtney with a K, Kamyron.
Why can't I flash too?
Of course, you get a fly. Of course. What's up? How you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm always busy, and this is kind of like a break for me. You know, I gotta get to talk and not talk about numbers and
Right.
scheduling and stuff. So this is cool to me. Like I love getting to know the fighters and getting to know mostly like we know we know you got hands. I'm not worried about
Right.
that, but
Yeah.
mostly like what does Courtney Kamyron do outside of the boxing ring? What's her? I know you, and it's so much harder for women. It's so much harder for women. Like people don't realize. First of all, it's not hard to raise kids. It's hard to raise kids and work. It's hard to raise kids and work and train. It's hard to raise kids and work and train and diet. It's hard to raise kids and work and train and diet and defend a world title.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Props to you on
you.
that. So like, how is that life? How's that on you?
So the beginning part of my career, it was more difficult because my kids were younger. They're actually older now. My daughter is 19. My son is just turned 16 and he's got his driver's license. So by that happening, it kind of freed up a whole
babysitters. Yeah, you got babysitters and Ubers. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I was his Uber driver quite a bit. And so now by him being able to drive, I have a lot more time to breathe and kind of just do what I got to do. His extracurricular activities aren't happening right now. He's just got off-season practices and stuff like that for wrestling. So yeah, it's busy, but we got a little bit of some downtime right now, thankfully, and it came right at the right time.
Well, that's cool. How does the family, the family feel about you're not only just in boxing, you're not only just in, dancing or ballet. I mean, you're getting punched in the face with a bare knuckle. Like,
yeah.
How do they feel about that?
So as it's gotten more extreme in my career, my daughter's having a harder and harder time watching me fight, understandably so. Getting hit with bare knuckle is not the prettiest thing in the world. So my son, he's very much, the same. It's hard for him to watch, but he's there and super supportive. And he's like, all the guys on the wrestling team think it's really cool. And he'll tell all the other wrestlers, like, look, if you don't stop fucking with me, my mom's going to fuck you up. And like, you couldn't say that. Like,
I mean, that's gotta be cool. Like when you walk into the room, I mean, you're like, how, but I mean, you have to have a little bit of like fame. Like, I come from a small town. And so, you walk around and people see you just because they've seen you on an Instagram reel, like you become famous, right? Just for your city or town. But how does that feel? How does that feel? Like people coming up to you, can I take a picture?
So his freshman year, we made it through the whole wrestling season and nobody knew that I was a professional fighter. We just kind of laid low with it. And we were at the state JV tournament. And it was like day 2 or something like that. And one of the kids started picking on my son. They were just having some friendly banter and stuff. And another one of the kids that knew, he's like, dude, you better stop. Like, his mom's going to fuck you up. And you're like, what? And they're like, ooh. Like, she's a professional bare knuckle fighter. And they're like, the whole team stopped. They're like, wait, no shit. What?
That's great.
Yeah, so it just kind of ran with it after that. So then last summer, we were showing up to some fundraiser car washes and stuff like that. And, every once in a while you're going to get the nasty black eye from training, right? So I showed up to the first car wash last summer and I had like a whole black eye that was probably this big. And they were like, okay, all right.
We know. Or they're called domestic violence, like they call the cops on you. So you're fighting now, August 16th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Denver, Colorado, against Patty Suarez. You guys fought already before. The rematches can go either way, right? You have a crazy first fight, and you're like all balls to the wall, all out, and then the next fight could be, let's pace ourselves. or you just say, you know what, I got to get back. You know, you won, so maybe you say, oh, I'm gonna just chill and use my jab, and you know, or no.
No. I honestly, I've played some fights safe before in the past, and it didn't get me anywhere. It didn't get me a win. You know, and I ended up on the crappy side of a draw or the crappy side of a loss because I played it safe and I was trying to be strategic. So no, that like I want to go in there. And I also feel like too with that last fight, some people were surprised that I had won. You know, I think that they were thinking had it gone to a decision, it wouldn't have gone in my favor. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I want to go in. I made a statement with my last fight, and I want to make a bigger statement with this fight. So I do want to be patient and calculated and stuff, but I don't want to play it safe at all.
There's not a lot of time either. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you guys you're in there 5 rounds, you know, and in those rounds go by fast because you if you think a little bit, you're done with the round already, you know?
Yeah.
And if you want to kind of make a statement, like you said, and just make it definitive that, hey, I whooped her, not the first time and the second time. What do you think? And I don't want to give it away, but you don't have to give it away. But I'm just saying, like, there's things that you watched that tape over and over again. You know, that's still how we are as fighters. You sit there and you're like, I'm not going to do that again. And she's watched that tape over and over again. There's adjustments there. Is there something there that you say, go ahead, Patty, try to do that. That ain't going to work. You know what I mean? Like, you can give that away, I guess, if you want. But I'm just saying, what is something different you're going to do that you know is going to capitalize and get the knockout? Are you going for the knockout? Are you going for just trying to just beat her up?
So I always just plan to fight every round to the end. And then if the finish happens along the way, great, fantastic. But just for me personally, I do better if I'm like, all right, we're going. And, you know, with it being a title fight, there's 6 rounds with a potential 7th if we're tied. So I'm in the mindset of, hey, we're going all 7 rounds. Like, we're just volume for 7 rounds kind of thing. I did a couple of like weird things the last time where my chin was up too high and stuff like that. So I don't want to do that again. I definitely want to make sure my chin is down because, you know, she hits hard. I'm not gonna take away from that at all. But I definitely try to take as little damage as possible.
You started your career in bare knuckle in Denver, and I believe I was there. Then you fought Crystal Pittman.
I did, yes.
Was that a 135 too?
That was 135, yeah. And that was actually my pro debut.
That was your pro debut.
That was my pro debut, and we got fight of the night for that one.
Man, that's what I was about to say, that because she already had you. I know that you fought at home. You're from Denver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they didn't bring her in. They had you kind of like the B side.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because they were bringing her in, and they matched it pretty hard. And I was like, man, Crystal has 3 or 4 fights already. This girl's a debut, like completely surprised everybody. Mm-hmm. How did you feel about that in that setting that your hometown, you were a debut, you know, you feel some kind of way. You're like, man, when you kind of get placed into that B side kind of setting, like. How do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about your experience just coming into bare knuckle like that? Because usually it's a little different sometimes when you're with a company and they want to protect you, they want to build you, how do you feel about that?
So I had watched one of her previous fights, and when bare knuckle originally had come to me and I was like dancing around the idea whether or not I wanted to try it, I saw one of her fights and I was like, all right, I'll fight her. So when the fight offer came through, I wasn't upset about it whatsoever. Because the good thing about it is if you like look me up on Tapology or anything like that, most of my career is not on Tapology. So, you know, people are looking on there and they're seeing 3 or 4 fights, and I had a lot more than that. So, I kind of like that. I kind of like being the underdog. I like being doubted because then I can go in there and just blow socks off people.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. I have nothing to lose when I'm the underdog. So, you know, I was happy with it. I felt very confident going into it just because of the experience that I brought to the table. I think that fight was my 17th fight. So I had like, and I fought in all sorts of different disciplines, you know, throughout my amateur career and stuff like that. So the only thing that was like a little uncertain was just the whole no glove aspect, right? Like that was kind of intimidating, but I was like, well, we're going to at least try it. I didn't care. I've lost in front of my hometown before and it was fine. Didn't bother me whatsoever. But I did want to put on a good show just because it was bare knuckle. It was the debut of bare knuckle in Colorado. So, and we did just that. I was really happy.
No, you guys put on the show. I remember. I don't think she won one round though. I don't think
she did. There was one round she won because I had to take a knee.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. But it was a strategic thing because she had hit me. And my vision just kind of went out for a quick second. So I was like, hold on, I'm gonna take a knee just so I can kind of like catch myself or whatever. And then she hit me when I was on the ground. So it gave me a little bit of extra time.
Yeah.
So then when I came back up, I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm ready to go. And
you know what? That shows a sign of experience. Like you taking a knee like that. Mm-hmm. I've seen fighters just being pummeled, like not even really getting hit, but just being like this and getting and like almost hunched over, getting just pummeled, where the referee says, well, if he's not gonna do anything and he can't stand up, I'm gonna stop it. And there have been times I said, man, take the knee, get them off of you. So that was pretty smart. That shows those 17 fights. That shows 17 fights. But that's a great win there. And then now you're on the scene.
Yeah, and I think I was like a plus 395 underdog or something. So
yeah.
I know a lot of people put some money on me for that fight. They were very happy.
That's awesome. Then you went on and fight Gabrielle Roman. She just fought to she was actually one of my homegirls, Rosalinda, which was a good fight. Monica, what's up? What was the fight with Monica? I remember that fight too. I was there too.
So the fight with Monica that one ended in she won that fight. And that was just one of those fights where I wasn't super active in. Because the fight with Gabby was a war, like something I just wasn't quite mentally prepared for. She hit me and my nose like completely smashed against my face. I snapped a few teeth in that fight. Like I took some damage in that fight. So I had to get my nose reset. I had to wait a few months before I could fight again. So when I went into the fight with Monica, I was a little hesitant on like getting hit. And my coach at the time was thinking that maybe I just hadn't had enough time to kind of.
I remember that fight. I look at the scorecards, right? Mm-hmm. I always go see how the judges judge. And two of the judges had it a draw. Mm-hmm. Only one judge had her up by 1 or 2 points. So that's what got the win. So it was a crazy war. But even then, like you said, you weren't like mentally ready. Maybe you weren't fully prepared. But I think we get that back because she signed the BKB. Go ahead and erase that.
Yeah,
get undefeated. You know what I mean? If you get this title, then you just say, look, you know what, Gabby, let me give you another. Monica, let me give you a little rematch. Come on.
Yeah. They had told me so before this fight with Patty at 135 came about. Mel had said that he wanted me to fight at 135 first before I went into challenge for the belt, and I was like, all right, cool. Like let's do Monica then because I knew she had just signed. And, there's no animosity between her and I. I'm like,
Monica's cool people too.
Oh, she's amazing. We exchange phone numbers and she texts me all the time, like, just sharing advice and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, she wants to fight. I know we'll fight again. Like, it'll be great. And they were like, no, it's not the right time for this fight yet. And I'm like, okay,
that's right. That's cool.
Fine. So, that'd be cool to fight her again in the triangle.
You do 3 fights with one company.
Mhm.
Why wasn't there I mean, they gave you 3 fights. Why all of a sudden, boom, you're on BKB and you were with another company, but what happened there? They gave you 3 fights, and what happened there?
So it was each one of the fights there were just single fight offers. I never was offered, or excuse me, I was offered a multi-fight contract, but I never received a multi-fight contract. But after my fight with Monica, because it was like a lackluster performance, if you will, there wasn't a whole lot offered to me from there unless I was to drop to 125, because the division at 125 was a lot deeper. I'm approaching 40. I'm not cutting to 125. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Nothing in any part of my being wants to drop to 125. I did it in my amateur career. It was too much. So
it takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you. I mean, especially busy woman with just life, and that diet. It takes more than just training. Not only that, I think that if you got to kill yourself that much to make a weight, you never perform to the highest level. Unless it's something that maybe you're trying to go get a title. Even then, the money has to be right. You know what I mean? Like, you're taking a risk.
I was like, if they want me to drop to 125, like, the paycheck's got to be really
right.
fast.
Got to be worth it. Correct.
And I don't really have the social media following to warrant a fat ass paycheck, through them. And I know that. So BKB and I had spoke before my fight with Gabby, and they had offered me, a fight at the time. And just at that time, it hadn't made sense for me to go over there yet. But I knew that, Patty had been on my radar for quite some time. So then fast forward, I find out, the other company doesn't have anybody for me. The one person they do have was my training partner at the time. And I was like, her and I both agreed, we're not fighting each other unless it's for a substantial amount of money or a title. Correct. Which the title I was after still is, not existent. So I was like, I talked to Nick, my manager, and I was Nick, like,
Bushman, good guy.
Bushman. Yeah.
Love
he's
that guy.
Super cool.
Good guy.
So he was like, well, hey, let's see what these guys will offer. And I knew they had like a deeper pool of women where I could stay busy, right? Because again, I'm approaching 40. I don't want to fight forever. I want to get done what I can while I still can. So, the offers made sense. It was great. They're going to keep me busy. So it made sense for us to go ahead and make the jump.
And you got your title.
Yeah, I got the title right out the gate. I was not counting on that, but very grateful that it happened that way.
Also, it's good because everyone has the crosshairs on your head. That means you're the cash cow. They got to go to you to get paid. So anything that you see? Do we have a prediction for the fight? You planning on what's your prediction?
I mean, I have to be biased here. My prediction is I will come home with belt number 2. Not to be cocky or arrogant. As
far as rounds wise, you think you get her out of there? You think that?
I think I will be able to get a finish again.
You saw enough in the first fight to get her out of there, or you think that she can make adjustments maybe to survive, or what do you think?
So I felt like the rounds 4, 5, and 6, I was really starting to read her more and make adjustments to what she was doing. And that is how the uppercut landed that ultimately split the lip, which is what finished the fight. So, obviously you never bank on anything going into a fight. I don't expect her to be 100% the same, but I do know that as fighters, we create habits and we are who we are. So, we're going to see how it goes. In my entire career, I've never had a rematch. So this is a first for me. It's uncharted territory. Cool. So,
Well, there you go. That was awesome. Winning this title, let's say let's say the Headhunter wins this title, you're about to make history. You are currently the super lightweight world champion, BKB, and you're fighting now for the lightweight
Yeah.
world champion. So how's that feel? You're gonna be in the history books. Not only will your son say, "Hey, bro, she's a bare knuckle fighter," like she's 2 times. She's in the history books. All about that.
Yeah, no, I love it. During my career, I've liked doing things differently. I like things that are, so I was the first sanctioned bare knuckle fight for women in Colorado. So that was really cool. I was the first person to hold the super lightweight title for BKB as a female. So that was really cool.
Oh.
So doing these things that, will be in history is really, I like it. I like to chase stuff like that.
She's in the books, boss. She is in the books.
You know what that means? You know what we need to do, Face? I want to connect her with Carter.
Absolutely. Yep.
Carter,
She needs a card.
Yeah. Carter, guys, she needs
Lab 111. Shout out to Lab 111.
That she needs her own trading card.
Yes.
She made history. First woman sanctioned bare knuckle fight.
You see it right down the bottom of the screen. Lab 111. You get your trading
there.
cards there. Yep.
Carter, get her card done ASAP. After she wins this belt, we can add that to the card. So let's start the design. Let's go.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Holy
No,
cow. Yeah.
100%.
I've just done like a little bit of everything, right? I've fought in all sorts of different disciplines. I fought a guy in a combat sambo match down in Texas one time. So there's just all these things.
You're so humble about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like, you don't.
I fought a dude in the bathroom at Waffle House.
Like, you're so humble about it. Like, I know that we're in a different, like, even myself, I'm on a different. We grew up different. Like, it's like the whole social media thing and putting your business out there. But sometimes if you're in this business, we have to let the world know that, number one, you're a female in combat sports. You're a world champion. You broke records. You made history. You're in the books. And, so you got to tell your son and your daughter, hey, man, listen, tighten this social media up so mom can put a couple more zeros on that paycheck when she fights.
Yeah.
So, but the 100%, like, this is awesome. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And you don't realize the contribution that you're making to women's sports, women combat sports, and women empowerment in general. And I think someone just has to tell you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
You already have big kids, so you already did that job already. They're driving for you, hopefully cooking for you too, meal prep. And
I gotta cook my own food.
But you're doing an amazing job, and I'm looking forward 100% to see you. I already bought my tickets.
Yeah.
I will be there, so I'll be cheering for you, and front row watching you throw down with Miss Juarez. If I said it in Spanish, I can say it better. And I'm excited. She'll be on next week to see what kind of nice things she has to say about you.
Fabulous. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about her. She's a great opponent. I have nothing but respect. Her fans are a little spicy.
Yeah. You can't get. Do you get a little heat online or something? Do you get like
no, they so she rolls deep with her crowd, right? Whenever she fights, totally cool. So when I was doing my post-fight speech last time, they were all booing me, and I'm like, why are you guys booing me? Like, I was nice to her. Like, I just won. It just happened. So I started blowing them kisses. So if you see like the post-fight stuff and I'm blowing kisses, it was just to her fans, like, thanks for booing me. I'm going to give you some love.
Oh, man. Listen, you can't get mad at the fans. That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you, was there any animosity and stuff? But yeah, look, the women they fight just as hard or harder. And they're business. Like, even at the day, they shake hands and they're very respectful, and I like it. That's why I've always been part of the whole growth of the women's combat sports. So
I sent her a message on Instagram like 3 or 4 days after our last fight, and I was like, hey man, thank you so much. Like, I respect the hell out of you. And she's like, definitely, let's do it again sometime. I'm like, all right, let's go.
That's crazy.
So yeah.
I'm excited for the fight. Glad that you're with BKB and one of the champions, and I'm excited. Can't wait to be there, man. You know what? Give a shout out to all your sponsors, your social media, where we can find you, and all that good jazz.
All right. So social medias are linked down here. It's spelled funny, but hopefully we got it right on there. Huge shout out to my gyms and my training partners at Genesis Training Academy and Team Underground. Couldn't do this without you guys, like, at all. Huge shout out to all my sponsors, Hi-Fi Plumbing, Cutler Tax Resolution. Those two companies have been with me for, I think, 8 fights now. Always top tier. They take really good care of me. We have CD's Wings here in Denver. If you're in Denver, go check them out. Their food is amazing, a little spicy, but it's fantastic. And then Whitney John's Nutrition.
Nice. Well, shouts out to all of them. Definitely check all of those sponsors out. And Courtney, the Headhunter, Kamyron, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
And look forward to throw down.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
A wonderful thing there, man. Exciting. BKB got some great female talent, man.
Yeah, we got to bring some more. We on those tryouts. We picked up a couple of them. Actually, one of them is actually fighting. I think she's fighting Dirty Boxing. So she's gonna come around in Miami. I'm gonna see her when she's here. And also, we want to do some more trials for females. You know what I mean? I want to.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the listen for the females. Go ahead and zoom in on Big Face. Trigon is looking for you. Okay, we are looking for the next female champ of the world. Shout out to Rachel Beauchamp up there in Danville, Virginia. She signed up through the Trigon. She's waiting for her opportunity in the Trigon, but we already know how big you are in the female a portion of this sport, boss. So of course we are looking, right?
Yes, sir. All the time, and soon to be announced. Some really, really interesting things for Trigon Combat. Some interesting things for GCC, for BKB. And a little bit of everything, man. There's a lot. I mean, August is going to be a month of preparation. You know what I mean? A month of like solidifying foundations and being able to take off. Because, like I said, September is busy.
Well, and for all the people that have been crying to you and crying to all of us, Florida, maybe there'll be something for you. We may be announcing soon too. And I know that's your home state, and I know you got a lot of love down there, boss man. So
I do. I got a lot of love in Florida. I kind of stepped away from that bare knuckle space for a little bit. I let everything simmer down. Let everybody get their thing, get everything going. And when we come back to Florida, we're definitely going to come back very, very, very intense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we want to lay down a real schedule, like just full schedule. You know what I'm saying? We want to put down a full roster of fighters, schedule. There'll be signings. There'll be this. There'll be that. It's going to be a thing where we really become a force to be reckoned with. We already are, but they don't know it yet. But
and you're on the road a lot now, and I know you're checking venues out, and I know we've got some huge announcements for Global Combat Club to come in soon in the boxing space. I know you're on the road for Denver. I'll see you in Denver on August the 16th. I know you're going to Leeds over in the UK. I know you'll be in UK on a couple different occasions. Lots of things going on, man. Shout out to them cornhole guys. Shout out to our brother Joshua Chassis out there traveling right now. We're back from Rock Hill, right?
Yep. From Rock Hill.
Everybody loving on Trigon, man. We love y'all.
I love it. I love the whole team we got, and I love the movement. So let's keep it going.
Anyway, yeah, boss. We've had a fantastic show, man. Courtney Kamyron. I cannot wait to see her and Patty Juarez there in Denver. But you know me. Yeah. I always want you to give us the wisdom, man.
The wisdom, baby. That's it.
Wisdom, boss, man.
Well, just like Courtney, she started her career. She started a whole bare knuckle scene as a female in Colorado, and she packed on a win, and then she took an L, and sometimes that L is not really an L. It's just a part of the plan, a part of to make you choose which road or which lane you want to take. And we're all faced with that. I was faced with that. And I've always kept the faith. whatever plan I made was okay, because I've always involved God or the man or the most good in that decision that I made. So when I make a decision, I always think my faith it's the right thing that creates the best and the most good, and I move forward with confidence. And that's what you got to do in life. You know, when you make that decision, if you know that you're not hurting nobody, you're just doing this for the most good of your team and everybody around you, and you know that it's a positive movement, do it. Do it with faith, do it with courage, and do it with confidence. And as you're walking through all of those fires, keep your hands up. Protect yourself at all times.
Yo, shout out to my boy Nelson. Let's go. Turn it up. He's doing his thing.
Up here.